don't know, man. You guys really get into this fucking patriotism thing. I don't have that deep of a connection to my country. I don't get it. This obsesses you guys. It absorbs every moment of your lives.
Everybody has some obsessions.
No, that's not true. Most people don't. Most people are just obsessed with money, and frankly, I think if you're obsessed with the same thing everybody else is obsessed with, it can't be rightly called an obsession. It's just tribalism.
Then again, people can't relate to you.
Yeah, that's true.
But at least if you got something you're obsessed with, stay with it.
Why care about this country so deeply that that's your entire life? I don't understand it. I don't understand how that becomes a prime identity factor in a person.
Because I don't know if the American Empire is going to disappear like the Roman Empire.
Well, obviously it will eventually. So what's the big deal? We'll get another one. Somebody else will have another brilliant idea and we'll do something else.
Different language, different clothes, different labels.
I don't get it.
And you'll be gone. I'll be gone.
Yeah.
And like I said, let it be what it is. But while I'm here, I'm going to raise as much hell as I can.
Go for it. I mean, listen, I just never felt an identity with this country. Listen, I'm not saying I don't like this country. This country's fine. But frankly, other countries are fine too. It's kind of like the people that say to me, when I you're black pilled or whatever, and they're like, well, can you imagine what's going on in the UK right now happening here? Can you imagine making a Facebook post and going to jail? I'm like, frankly, no.
Not here.
I can't imagine that. Let me describe some other things that I can't imagine. I can't imagine going to a protest and being dragged into an unmarked van by masked federal agents. Can't imagine it. I can't imagine going to a protest as an 80-year-old man and getting thrown on my back and cracking my skull against the pavement by police officers and then have them walk over my soon-to-be corpse because I'm obviously bleeding out on the pavement. Can't imagine it. But both those things happened in this country during the George Floyd riots, and guess how many people went to jail for these things? 0! I can't imagine being a police officer attempting to keep law and order during mostly peaceful protests where buildings are literally burning down and getting run over by a monster truck in the middle of the street. Can't imagine it. That happened here. Some other things I can't imagine. I can't imagine having a leader that used to be a reality television star who uses Twitter to threaten other countries with nuclear war. I just can't imagine it. Perhaps for all my professed artistry, I have a lack of imagination. Mike Judge is obviously much more on the pulse of what this country is, go watch Idiocracy, than I ever have been or ever will be. I can't imagine sending my kids to school only to find out that they got shot by a psychotic intruder, transgender or otherwise. Frankly, I can't imagine any of these things. But that's our country. So I can't imagine using my entire life to paint flags. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the New World Order broadcast. We are coming to you live from the end of the world. I'm your host, the Hat Man. I am joined in the studio once again by Harry, the Tax Man, and he is joined by the Great White Huntress, who is with us at least in effigy, my mommy, in honor of Mother's Day. How you doing, mommy?
She don't speak too much now.
She's very tall. We're going to have to cut her down to size.
We're going to cut it down a little bit.
Got to cut her down to size.
Yeah.
Take her down. Take her out at the knees, Harry.
Oh, come on. You're talking like the guys with the crooked noses.
Happy Mother's Day,
Yeah.
one and all. So we have a pretty interesting show today. First of all, Harry, we got some comments, which I know that you love.
Up on what?
Comments on our channel. Comments on our videos.
Okay.
The thing that we're doing right now.
Oh, we do have comments? Some people looking at us?
Yes, we got a couple comments.
Gee, thank you.
Yep. I know you love the comments.
Good, bad, or different. I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll take a look. They're actually not that interesting. I thought one of them was pretty interesting. We'll get to it. But yeah, in honor of Mother's Day, we have my mommy, the Great White Huntress, standing behind you there. Do you know why I'm currently not speaking to her, Harry?
That's not my problem.
No, I just, to point a conversation. Would you rather me not talk about it? Does it make you uncomfortable?
She don't talk to me too much either.
No, she doesn't. So basically, I went and showed her everything that I did for my new channels to try to promote my artwork, finally, like in a legitimate way, which I have never... I had a website for a couple years, but I had no idea how to promote it. I was like, you know what? I got an idea. Let's try this. So I was trying to show her everything that I set up with the Python scripts and the automations and everything. And not only was she so fucking disinterested, she sent me a text the next day that says, you know what you should do? You should make a YouTube channel where you tell the cute little stories that you told me last night. The one about the dog with the mushy face. I don't even know what the fuck she's talking about. But yeah, I was excited to share with her.
She should be happy about your artwork.
I was kind of excited to share with her everything I've learned the last 6 months and everything that I've done the last the month. And so dismissive. So fucking dismissive. Unbelievably dismissive.
The nanny state.
I don't know, man. It's very weird. It's like, I don't know, when I was learning how to paint when I was a kid, she was like, you know what you should do? I like those little comics that you make. Because I used to make, like, comics.
So who's the child?
Oh, she is. And she'll admit it. 100%. Yeah. So anyway. So in honor of the most evil of all holidays, we have my mommy, the Great White Huntress, standing behind you in effigy, with her green face, which unfortunately is off camera. But that's because she does a puppet show on YouTube, and the puppet that's supposed to be her is made out of green material. And she has a fairly large nose. I was like, oh, isn't that interesting? She made herself look like a witch. I think that's pretty accurate.
Would you?
Yeah, maybe she wants to get into discount circumcisions like our friend Dr. Finkelstein.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, anyway, Harry, let's start off the top of the show with our advertisements, which I love doing. It starts to feel like I'm doing a parody of a podcast because nobody's watching. We're shadow banned on YouTube, and the Google algorithm is also shadow banning us. It happened like at exactly the same time. So, doing ads for ourselves, I just think it's fun, and I think it's funny, and I want to torture anybody who actually does bother to watch anything we do. And that's also the reason why I'm not changing the ads every week. I'm going to read the same fucking thing.
Why should you?
Yeah, every week. What do you think? I'm going to work harder? No, you don't like it, turn it off. Fuck you. Or, better yet, visit my fucking website and give me your money. I need money. I like money. Give me your money. Okay. First ad is called Give Me Your Money. Okay. This ad is for NewWorldOrderNowArt.com. That's me. You've seen dark art before. Paintings of skulls, gothic aesthetics, the usual stuff. This is not that. This is the art of the Hat Man. For nearly 30 years, he hasn't just studied the occult arts. He's lived it. As a serious practitioner and a member of the Church of Satan, his oil paintings aren't imagined, they're experienced. Channeled from ritual evocation, premonitions, out-of-body journeys, and astral projection. Excuse me. The result? NewWorldOrderNowArt.com. Realism so sharp and so wrong that muggles of every age call it a nightmare come to life. Viewer discretion isn't a suggestion, it's a warning. These pieces will get under your skin and stay there. I've had nightmares about my own paintings before, actually.
I like your paintings.
Thanks, buddy. Have you had nightmares about any of them yet?
Yeah, I really like your paintings.
Now, we're going to talk about another artist on this podcast.
Okay.
Pretty badass. Ugh, God, I got like phlegm trickling down the back of my throat. But if you're ready to look into the abyss and see it looking back, visit NewWorldOrderNowArt.com. That's NWONOWART.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Get 20% off your first order. That's NWONOWART.com. The Hat Man is waiting. Don't say we didn't warn you. Woo! Oh. And our second ad at the top of the hour is called Harry's War. I wonder who this one's about.
Yeah.
Harry's War. The wonderful movie about somebody who single-handedly takes on the IRS in a one-track tank. Go watch it, people. You may have heard the rumblings. With everything the federal government is doing right now, a massive protest movement is building. Millions of Americans are deciding to go tax-exempt in 2026. Why? Because if the government won't follow the will of the people, we're right back to taxation without representation, and that is tyranny. Maybe you want to join the fight, but you just don't know how to start. Well, meet Harry the Taxman. Harry hasn't paid federal income tax since 2002, and not only that, he forced the IRS to give him back every dollar they took from him that year. Now he's showing others how to do the same. Visit Harry on his Facebook page, Survivalist Freedom Center. That's Survivalist Freedom Center. You can also read his 246-page tax statement on Google Drive. The link is in the show notes. He's not selling anything. This is all completely free. He just wants to give you the information and get you started. Join the movement at Survivalist Freedom Center on Facebook. You go on Facebook, just do a search, Survivalist Freedom Center. You'll recognize the picture of Harry right away. Give him a comment, ask him some questions. He'd love to hear from you. Those are our ads. Dun, 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 dun. So we got some comments.
Oh, let's see the comments.
All right, let's check out the comments. All right. Hide replies. All right. So let's I'll show you the clip this guy's commenting on first. I'll make sure the volume's on. The Western world is in a really bad place, man. It's in a really bad place. It's in a really bad place.
Oh, that's the way the world.
And all these hippies keep talking about, you know, we're on the verge of the next golden age of Western civilization, entering the age of Aquarius, and people are starting to wake up and become enlightened and, you know, figure out that there is another realm, there is another dimension, and it's starting to attune to it, and they realize that they've been blinded. I don't see a whole lot of free thinkers around me. Where the f*** are they hiding?
Well,
I'm not seeing it.
Well, free thinkers are hard to find. free thinkers have to have the fortitude to stand up to the wave of
stand up and stand out. That's true, man. You brought up an excellent point. Free thinkers have to have. It's not just about having original thoughts or seeing through the bullshit, which is a creative mechanism, and creativity really evolved as a problem-solving strategy. But yeah, you're right. You do have to have a certain amount of fortitude to stand up against, I guess, the herd in order to, think differently. Even to have an original thought. Otherwise you always have those voices in the back of your head telling you to shut up, you're crazy.
shut up.
Yeah. So anyway, the comment that we got on that clip was, I thought it was a very positive comment. It's from one of our followers on Facebook called Professor Fitz. And he's talking about the Western world, and he says, it's in a transformative era. To which I replied, I certainly hope so. And yes, transformation is difficult. I appreciate your optimism. So, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that his optimism is founded, that we are in a softening up stage for something else and hopefully something better? Or do you think that shit's just going downhill and things are going to get way worse before they get better? What do you think?
I think shit's going down the hill and people are waking up and they're going to a little culture shock, and they're finding things out that I can't believe that. Well, hey, listen, this it proved me wrong.
Well, I tell you what, COVID was huge for that, waking people up a little bit to at least the buggery in our government and all the governments of the Western world at the very least.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like halfway between me and Professor Fitz here. You see that everything is turning to shit
slowly,
but that's actually the process that's beginning to wake people up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like that. I think that's about as optimistic as I can be at this point. You know what I
Yeah, well, just check it out, people.
Yeah. I mean, you can't ignore the evidence of your senses. Like, I was talking to somebody that I met recently. I told you about it. I did a delivery for her, and we had a few drinks together. Lulu. And, I brought up, like, I was actually kind of excited when Trump got elected, which we've talked about. And then, all of a sudden, he's just following the deep state paradigm, like, overnight, And she's like, well, what exactly do you have a problem with? I said, I can sum it up in one sentence. I don't think we should have attacked Iran. That's it. Yeah. I mean, I can say a bunch more shit, but let's stop there. And she just leans back and goes, well, let's see what happens. Okay, and in the meantime, we're blowing up a bunch of fucking people, and our people are getting blown up. Come on.
We actually don't know the truth of what's going over there.
No, we're apparently getting a lot of propaganda. And the only reason we know we're getting a lot of propaganda is, thank God, thank Satan, we got a lot of independent journalists nowadays that have a voice over the internet, so they're able to tell us, like, hey, no, they're telling you that we're winning and everything. They took out our missile defense systems. Our bases are completely vulnerable now. I think one base is almost utterly destroyed at this point, at least one. It's not a good picture. It's not a good situation.
Well, they gave us a lot of misinformation in order wars. So,
no, that's true. And whether or not you believe 9/11 was a false flag or not,
that's old news.
It's either false flag or a crime of opportunity, one or the other, because Iraq had nothing to fucking do with the attacks.
We know there's nothing over there that we want.
What's that?
There's nothing over there we want.
Oil.
No,
oil.
Trump wants the oil. I don't want.
No, I'm talking about you.
Trump wants it. Trump, that's his ace card. All they got is a bunch of sand pits over there.
Yeah, we pretty much we got plenty of fucking oil here. I was talking to my father about this yesterday, because he was like, he's of the same opinion as you, that the gas prices going up actually have nothing to do with the war. It's just people taking advantage of a bad situation and actually just like deciding, okay, now it's gonna be worth this. Which that seems a little, I don't know. It seems a little too simplistic in my opinion. But I did make the point to him that the reason why we have so much oil in this country, but our prices fluctuate so wildly, just because something's happening over in Venezuela or something's happening over in Iran, is because our natural resources, oil specifically, are not nationalized. So, in other words, if corporations went ahead and drilled and refined the oil that they found on American soil, and then it was nationalized, what would happen is the oil that was drilled in America would be sold to America first, according to its needs, at a price commensurate with supply and demand in this country only. And then any surplus these companies would be allowed to place on the global marketplace, which has its own supply and demand metrics. But that's not the way we do it here. What we do is we allow these corporations to take oil out of the American soil, out of the ground in America, put it on the global market a priori, and then Americans are forced to pay the price that is based upon the supply and demand of the global stage. And that's why if something happens half a world away, even though we got a shitload of oil in this country, guess what? You're paying more.
Right.
And actually, Talking Head turned me onto this, and I haven't done any research into it to find out what countries have nationalized their oil. But I mean, just for the sake of fairness, it does seem to me to be a far fairer approach. Because, I mean, the argument is, of course, well, these companies, they bought the land. Now it's private ownership. That's what we have in America. And that's why we have freedom. And we're the best country. Freedom. They took my job. So they bought the land. Now they own the oil. They can do whatever they want with it. Fine, but there has to be certain rights of citizenship. It's just like kind of like the AI thing and the argument for universal basic income. We're all a part of this project. We're all working our asses off for the Great American Project, and it does seem unfair to me that we don't have any stake in it, in the project.
Well, it's called private property.
I get it. I get the argument. I could see both sides of it, though. I mean, fine, private property, you can do what you want with the resources that you own. Okay, I get it. But it does seem to me that maybe, a natural-born American citizen should have, should be able to enjoy the spoils of that before it gets put on a global market. Just like, have automatically a stake in the game or some sort of vested interest, at least so that, your gas prices aren't raising by $1.50 in 6 weeks when something's happening in fucking Iran. You know what I mean? Because we have plenty of natural resources here. Why am I getting fucked over because one little old asshole BB whispered in another old asshole's ear, Trump, and decided to go bomb a fucking country that I've never visited and have no interest in going to.
So the little hat man and the orange man made a deal.
The little hat people and the Cheeto. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, man. Well, anyway, I appreciate Professor Fitz's optimism. I hope you're right. I really do. All right, let's see if we got another comment here. I'm certain we do. Let's see. Is it Instagram comments? I'm just me, and I... Nah, that's not it. Maybe it's Facebook comments. Yeah, this is it. All right, so we got a comment on one of my inferiorism commercials that I do. This one's pretty funny. And they all start like this. You may have seen them on the internet or no. Ah, shit, the volume's turned off. Let me start it over. Here we go. Why is that not working? It's not working. Anyway, it starts off, it goes, you know that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? And, you know, I do a whole fucking commercial about my aesthetic opinions and all that. So I got a comment. And, you know, I'm talking about why everything looks fucking ugly and decayed. And Mr. Devin James says, you wear their symbol around your neck. And he's talking about my Baphomet. Because I am a Satanist, and I'm a member of the Church of Satan. I've been a member of the Church of Satan since 1998. It's just what I am. Goes, you wear their symbol around your neck. Christ inspired true art and architecture. Satan does not. Okay. Fair enough. So I replied, Devin James, Christ wore sandals and smelled like fish. The Pope stole all your money and gave it to fine artists. If it was a black pope, and by that I meant a satanic pope, you'd see Satan on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Money talks and bullshit walks, my friend. So these fucking Christians thinking that they have, you know, they've cornered the market on not only morality, but now they want to corner the market on aesthetics. Really fucking irritates me. You know, the Renaissance, the Enlightenment was all based upon Greek and Roman revival. Really Greek revival. Were they Christian, Devin James? Were the ancient Greeks Christian? Methinks not. And the society that was so closely related to the ancient Greeks, the Romans, supposedly killed your Lord and Savior. But you think that's a good thing because he died for your sins. So I don't know. I don't even know how to fucking approach that. People are so singularly minded.
Well, listen, the Roman Catholic Church, I think, was the foundation of the mob. Because they operate like them in the thing of
good point.
Civilization. Okay. So, and we know Christ was a revolutionary in a sense of the word.
Yeah, I'm not exactly certain how the teachings of Christ inspire true art and architecture. I'm pretty sure you have to have a surplus of wealth for a civilization to codify any sort of aesthetic standard. And didn't Jesus say, give everything you have to the poor and follow me?
Yes.
Yeah, what temples was Jesus building? I don't remember him building.
The temple was the body.
The temple is the body. It's an idea, right?
Right, an idea. It wasn't a building. And when they killed him, he said, in 3 days this temple will come down. And what happened is when he died, and the curtain got ripped in half, and everything was exposed.
Yeah, I really like that metaphor as the way I interpret it in the Bible. Believe it or not, I have read some of it. Not all of it. I am not reading so-and-so begat so-and-so for 47 pages at number 8 New York Times font. I'm not fucking doing it, people. But yeah, when he died and the curtain tore between the outer temple and the Holy of Holies.
Yep.
The way that I interpret that is now there is no more separation between man and God.
Yeah. Well,
ideally. That's the way I interpret it.
Well, like I said, if he thinks he's so smart.
As a metaphor, as a mythology, I don't think any of this shit happened, okay?
Why don't he come on the show and let's have a debate with him?
Because he's probably AI.
Oh, he's AI?
I don't know. I'm not checking anybody's profile anymore.
I want someone to come in and debate me.
You want somebody to come in and debate you?
Yeah.
You and I don't agree on everything. You and I have debates all the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, it would be interesting.
It would be interesting to have like a Christian. I'd like to debate a Christian. Who would you like to debate? A lefty?
What?
A lefty?
Well, I don't know who. Anyway.
Who's your enemy, Harry?
Oh, the commissioner of the IRS. The secretary of the treasurer.
I will make every valiant effort to get them on this podcast, but I can't promise you anything.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. All right, so we got a couple comments. I thought my rebuttal was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And here's one more thing I wanted to show you, dude. This is worthy of celebration. Look all the way to the left-hand side. You see that little number there by the eyeball? What does that say?
On my left-hand side.
No, on the screen.
1.K?
1.1 thousand. One of our clips on Facebook has broken 1,000 views. Hey!
Wow. Which one was that?
We were talking about, I'll just play the clip. Now, if you're a kid, you say, I don't want to go to school. That's perfectly legitimate. It's boring. They don't teach you anything that you're interested in. You'd rather be outside playing with your friends. And frankly, you'd probably learn more doing that. But what are your parents? Well, you have to. You have to do it. Yeah. Okay. Now you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't want to go to work. Perfectly legitimate. Your job sucks.
Right.
You're not worth a hill of beans. You're easily replaced. You barely make enough to survive. Of course you don't want to go to work. But if they keep you in that infantile mentality, they have the parent in the back of your head. Yeah, but you have to. You have to do it. That means you're a good little boy or girl.
Yeah, you're a bad boy if you want to do what you want.
Yeah.
I want to become an explorer. I want to go down to the Amazon.
Right. Heart of Darkness,
I don't
baby.
want to keep my job here. So, like I said, they want to keep us children. They want to control you. And they're going to use
They not only want to control you, they want to exploit you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you're a kid, you say, I don't want to go. Yeah, so we finally, that has never happened to us before. I think we're on episode 70 today, so 70 episodes. We finally have a clip that broke 1,000 views, Harry. Congratulations!
Yeah, good.
Good work, my friend. We're getting there. And you know what's funny? As soon as... Where'd I put my knife? Is my knife back there? Ah, there you go. I gotta mix my drink. I use a butter knife to mix my drink because I'm sophisticated. Unlike you cretins. You troglodyte hairless half monkeys. That's the sophisticated way to do it. Ever since Facebook sent us an email that said, hey, congratulations, we're no longer suppressing your content. And I read the email, I was like, I didn't know you were in the first place. That's news to me, fuckholes. 2 weeks later, our numbers start going up, and now I think we're 4 weeks into no longer being suppressed. And we've gone from like 80 to 100 views, and now we finally broke 1,000, man.
Good.
So, yeah, that's awesome. That's very cool. So I wanted to show you that. I thought you'd be excited. You've noticed that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? Here's one reason. They turned the art market into a piggy bank for criminals. You've seen the headlines. A painting sells for $60 million, and you're thinking, it's just a couple of colored squares. And you're right to be suspicious. That $60 million price tag has nothing to do with beauty or meaning. That's the price of cleaning dirty money. The global art market is estimated at over $57 billion a year, and experts say up to 5% of that, about $3 billion, is used to launder the proceeds of criminal activity. To say nothing of political influence and keeping money in politics through legal payoffs. Hunter Biden's paintings are selling for millions. George W. Bush becomes a serious painter overnight. Please. The art market is one of the last major unregulated markets in the world, and that is the reason why. And here's what's really happening behind the scenes. A sanctioned oligarch or a terrorist financier will take millions in dirty cash, use a shell company to buy a high-value painting, and then tuck it away in something called a free port. These are tax-free warehouses where art can be bought and sold in secret, never seeing the light of day. By moving the art from one anonymous owner to the other, they scrub the money clean. They aren't buying art because they love it. They're buying a financial instrument. For decades, criminal enterprises have used America's $25 billion art industry as their personal piggy bank, while the rest of us are told to be inspired by a blank canvas. The ultra-wealthy are using those same canvases to hide their fortunes from the tax man and avoid sanctions. Now you might think, what does this have to do with me? I can't afford those paintings. The answer is everything. Because this system has made art a spectacle for the elite. They've disconnected it from emotion, from the soul, from the joy of having something beautiful that represents who you are. The mainstream art market doesn't care if it moves you. They only care if it moves money. And the result is a culture that has forgotten what real art feels like. But here's the good news. You don't have to play their game. You don't have to wait for a gallery or a critic to tell you what's valuable. You get to choose. Every piece I make at NewWorldOrderNowArt.com is personal. It's subjective. It's made for you, not for a vault. Go to NewWorldOrderNowArt.com, sign up for our newsletter, and get 20% off your first order. Take your power back. Stand up to the fraud and decorate your personal world with meaning. Once again, visit NewWorldOrderNowArt.com. That's NWONOWART.com. This is your chance to own a piece of the resistance. Yeah, that's worthy of celebration. Now, there is something that going on in the news. I was remiss on our last episode. We were talking about how bored we were with the news cycle and everything. There is something, Harry, that is very exciting. I don't know if you know this. Several hallucinogens, ibogaine, psilocybin, mushrooms, and what's the other one? Molly, I forget the scientific name, have been taken off Schedule 1 and put on Schedule 3 on a federal level, which means they are legal.
Gee, they should have told me that 20 years ago.
Well, it just happened like last week.
Oh, too late now.
Too late. Dude, I would trip mushrooms with you. I'd try it with you.
Maybe they're trying to keep people sedated, not to see what's going on.
Well, honestly, I've never done hallucinogens, but from what I hear about them and the effects that they have, they're largely positive. So, I mean, I would say that the near revolution that we had in the 60s was a product of hallucinogens, Timothy Leary, all that. And Richard Nixon doing his sweeping Schedule 1 mandate, that was the attempt to keep people asleep. I mean, that's my take on it. What do you think?
Yeah, they would rather keep people drugged, rather not to see what's going on. And that's why they keep it. They only allow alcohol.
Well, I think that's why booze is legal, but hallucinogens aren't. Because booze dumbs you down. I drink a lot, and I can tell you I'm smarter when I don't. I've dried out for a few weeks, and I feel like, holy shit, everything's real. Look at this, it's solid. Oh my God, if I walk into the wall, I bump my head. Like, it's like I've been in a fucking fog, like, the whole time. You know what I mean? But I've never tried hallucinogens, and I know you've done psilocybin. I mean, is that your experience, that it did open up your mind or expand your consciousness in any way?
It's put you in a state of, you don't have to physically do anything. Your mind just goes whoop. And like Lavia Dolorum, that's what the Aztecs used to do, to talk to God.
Exactly. Yeah. It like, to ancient peoples, these plants were a gateway to,
their maker.
Yeah. Or that's what they thought. I think it's just a different dimension of reality or a different perspective. But Yeah, that's the way they saw it. That's how they communicated with their gods.
Well, I've been trying.
But tell me about your, because I'm thinking about trying it. And if it becomes even slightly more legal, which it just did, I have to worry less about getting my hands on it and having it dusted with fentanyl.
Because be careful of the source.
What sauce? What are you talking about?
Where you're getting it from.
Exactly.
Don't get it from China.
Well, I just don't want to get it and have it be dusted with fentanyl.
The only place I know where you could get it that's real, you go out to the Indian reservation, the Sioux or the Cherokee or out there, and they have the real stuff.
That's a good point. I never thought of that. And there's an Indian reservation near here.
The nearest Indian reservation is in Shinnecock, but they're more, they're not really into that culture. But the ones down in Oklahoma and New Mexico,
oh yeah, see
the Sioux reservations, the medicine men still use that.
I'm not going all the way to fucking Mexico.
No, more like I said.
That's why I got excited about this.
There's contacts that you can.
So basically, my understanding, I haven't done a tremendous amount of research on it, but my understanding of Schedule 3 means that it's freed up for medical research.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan is a big proponent of this. So, for example, a lot of veterans with PTSD, a lot of folks that have very heavy addictions will go through an ibogaine treatment, and they come out of the other side of the ibogaine experience, and they have no more addictions. They understand themselves. They are no longer exhibiting symptoms of PTSD. And they hook up the ibogaine experience with, talk therapy and behavior
Maybe they
therapy.
see reality the way it is.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I think they get to see themselves without any filters. Like, that's the way people who have been on ibogaine have talked about it. Like, for example, the comedian Ron White, from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
With the cigar and a drink in his hand.
Yeah. So he does the ibogaine treatment, and he doesn't drink anymore. He just quit. He's been an alcoholic his entire fucking life. So functional, high functioning, but an alcoholic.
He broke the chain.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, man. I mean, if I could do 72 hours of torture and come out the other side and be completely free from all my addictions. I mean, people quit smoking from it. Come out the other side of 72 hours of...
You're un-American. We can't get your tax money from that.
Right. That's probably why there's been such a, pushback against it. But dude, if I could do 72 hours of psychological, spiritual torture and come out the other side and be completely free of my addictions rather than like white knuckling it for 2 months before, I start to get some breathing room, I'd fucking take that in a second. Of course.
Well, let's see if it happens.
Well, it did. Trump signed it as an executive order. You want to hear the story how it happened?
Yeah, tell me the story.
All right, this is pretty fun. So, according to Mr. Joe Rogan, this is what I remember from watching the podcast. Joe Rogan was at a fight. I think it was a UFC fight. And Donald Trump was there. I don't know what kind of security detail you have to have for the president of the United States to be visiting, watching a fight. That's crazy. But he was there. And he walks up to Joe and he shakes his hand. And Joe just happens to bring up, he's like, hey, man, when I had you on the podcast, we talked about MAPS, which is an organization that is trying to push the use of, what do you call it? I was just using the word, psycho, whatever, psilocybin and shit, for medical stuff. And we talked about that, and you said you'd look into it. I'm just wondering, if you have looked into it. And Donald Trump goes, I'll look into it, Joe. Trust me. A week later, he texts Joe Rogan and says, it's done. I need you to come to the White House.
Good.
So Joe Rogan goes to the White House. He's in the Oval Office during the press conference while Donald Trump signs the executive order moving. Why do I keep wanting to say cyclotropic? I don't even think that's the right word. Whatever. Ibogaine, Molly, and psilocybin from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. He's authorizing it for medical use and experiments. So that's fucking insane. Yeah. That's great.
Well, I don't have to go to the doctor to get it. I'll go walking in the woods and pick them.
Dude, if you can ever find me pure psilocybin in the woods, fucking get it for me.
I've been doing mushrooms for a long time for cooking.
Yeah, I know. All mushrooms are not going to make you trip.
What you pick.
I'm looking for psilocybin specifically.
Yeah,
that's what I want to try. I will do an ibogaine treatment under the direction of a doctor, but I would like to experience psilocybin just on my own.
We'll check into it.
What's that?
We'll check into it.
All right. I'm just scared that anything that I buy from like a dealer, because I do have some connections. I mean, I'm a pretty seedy guy.
Yeah.
I have connections. I'm just scared that anything that I buy from, a dealer is going to be laced
with fentanyl.
With fentanyl, and I don't want to die. I would prefer not to die.
Fentanyl is the most deadliest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, like a bump and you're dead. It's so potent, and I don't even want to think about that. Because first of all, if you're scared of that while you're tripping, from everything that I've heard about these substances, you're going to have a fucking shitty trip because you're going to be fucking paranoid the whole time. Right. So tell me about your first experience with psilocybin.
Well, I did a peyote.
Oh, you never did psilocybin. You did peyote.
I did peyote.
Okay. Tell me about that.
And
that's what Tony Soprano did in the Sopranos when he went to Nevada and hung out with that chick after he killed Chris Maltasate.
Well, it tastes like shit, and very little. And like I said, it takes about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden it's like you float out of your body. Yeah. It's like my body wasn't there. The mind was floating around, and you're just sitting there and you're observing everything.
Yeah.
And you're really looking at something. Like if I look at this pineapple, I look into it, and the pineapple all of a sudden blows up.
What do you mean it blows up? What is that experience like?
It expands. Like I get real close, and this little piece of pineapple gets to be like this.
So you're like almost like looking into it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's neat. Yeah, I mean, and I'm obviously, according to most people's opinion of me, I have a tenuous grasp of reality. I believe in magic. I have out-of-body experiences, and I'm a very heavy lucid dreamer, astral projector. Now, most people be like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't try this. You're already getting there on your own. Which, I get it. I get their point. So, but maybe I see reality more clearly than you do. Ever think of that, motherfucker? Talking head. So, I would microdose first just to try to gauge the effect that it's having on me and work my way up. I wouldn't do like, what Terrence McKenna calls a heroic dose on my first trip. Definitely not.
I haven't done it in over 40, 50 years because of the job. And I got used not to using it. So I don't know what effect it would have on me. Because my body has changed from 40 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming especially peyote, you want to have a few days where you have no responsibility.
Right.
Yeah.
You just, and don't trip alone. That's number one rule.
Why not?
It's a little on the scary side.
Now, do you have to be just with another person, or do you have to be with another person that's tripping?
Well, you gotta be with another person because there's certain controls that have to be taken place. You don't do it alone because you feel like you're in space somewhere, and there's no more world for you.
So you have to have somebody there to ground you?
Like a guide.
Okay. So if you were going to choose somebody to do this with you, would you choose somebody who was going to trip with you, or would you choose somebody who's going to stay sober?
No, I would have someone that have a little control.
Sober?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a wingman.
Okay. But you don't want them tripping with you?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'll take that into consideration. But I mean, I think Schedule 3 is like what marijuana's on right now.
Uh,
Not federally, but it's like the way most states are treating it. Like you need a prescription to get it, but if you have a prescription, you can
like $250, you get a card for it.
Right.
But the price you pay for it, I think you lose your gun rights because on the gun form it says, "Are you a habitual user of any Class 3 drug?"
No, it's easy. You just say no.
And then again,
I don't think getting the medical marijuana card automatically excludes you from getting a gun license. You just have to make sure you answer that one question correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now again, you got to be very careful of when you do it and where you do it.
Right. Hang on a second, Harry. I got to move your camera. We're going to cut this out. Just give me 1 second.
We got ghosts in here moving our cameras?
No, you moved. I just want to make sure you're centered. That's okay. Yeah, that's better. No, we don't have any ghosts. I just want to make sure you're centered and, you moved your posture a little bit. I just hate it when I'm looking at the clips and like half your face is cut off. It fucking bothers me. That's all. But yeah, if it would be the same as marijuana, like, I can go to the doctor, pay $250 and get a medical use license, and then I can go buy a little bit of psilocybin that I know is not been tampered with fentanyl. I would try it immediately.
Well, I haven't done none of that in over 40 years, so I don't know what reaction it would be with my body.
Yeah. Well, it'd probably be the same. I don't think that it affects you any more strongly as you get older. But I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research on it. I never really seriously looked into getting my hands on it. By the time I felt like I was ready, because people have been telling me not to do it since I was a kid. And frankly, I think at that time that was a little bit of an ego with the kids that I knew that were tripping all the time. Well, they'd be like, "Oh, it's so dangerous. I don't think you can handle it." Like, that's kind of puffing themselves up. Like, I can handle it, but you can't.
That's like...
but I did internalize that.
That's like people that don't want you to drink. These religious people that said, alcohol is not going to touch my lips. Well, nicotine's not going to touch my lips.
It's not the same thing because the kids that told me this, they were tripping every day.
Yeah.
So I think it was a way for them to puff themselves up. I can handle it, but you can't.
Right.
Sort of thing. And but I did internalize that as a kid, and I was like, yeah, I've had some pretty wacky experiences without drugs, so maybe they're right. And by the time I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I think that's bullshit. And I think I do actually, to an extent, as long as I'm not drinking, certainly have the psychic fortitude to at least microdose and see what that's like. By that time, we were in the fentanyl crisis. So I was like, well, fuck that. I'm not risking my life for it. That's for damn sure.
Well, there are certain things that you got to think about before you do it.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not for everybody, but you don't know until you try.
It's just like, I know people that could drink beer left and right, touch alcohol, real hard alcohol. No, they turn into an Apache Indian.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those guys.
Crazy.
That's me.
Well, too much absinthe.
Dude, on absinthe, I go from highly creative to blackout in half a drink. It's real weird, man. That shit sneaks up on you. You've never had enough to know that, though. You're a very light drinker.
Well, no, 40 years ago was a different story.
Right.
Today, I got used not to drink. I can drink, but I choose not to because I keep control of myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you just got in the habit of having a lot of self-control and working. I've never seen anybody work as hard on anything as you. I mean, even myself, I'm a workaholic, and I've realized that about myself. But I'll go 4 to 6 weeks where I'm working pretty much 16 to 20 hours a day. But then I'll go 2 weeks where I hide in my room and I don't come out. You know, it's like my recovery time.
Yeah.
You are every fucking day on that computer pushing the tax issue. Every day, all day, every day, all day. I admire it. I mean, it's it shows passion and it shows obsession. And nowadays, I don't think most people are capable of being passionate or obsessing over, frankly, anything except money.
Yeah, or they're trapped into work and they're POW, prisoner of work.
Yeah, but then they're not obsessed with it. It's not that they enjoy it. They just, you know, I got to do what you got to do.
Right. Well, I got all the free time in the world.
Right.
And it's worked out for me, and I got like 4 other organizations that I joined up with. And like I said, they got a different program than I got, but their program works for them, and we joined forces.
I checked out your Facebook page, Survivalist Freedom Center, earlier today when I was putting the post on we're about the show.
Yeah.
And the program's working real nice now. You're getting you're getting a lot of very different posts, like maybe 2 posts in a row will be like a podcast, like the same podcast but different episodes. And then after that, you have something from Ron Paul's website. Yeah. And then after that, you have something from
Freedom
Law School. So they're actually starting to, because we're pulling from 6 different sources, and it's starting to, the algorithm that I built is starting to really mix it up a little bit. Well, so your page is actually turning out to be pretty interesting now. I fixed it.
58 followers.
Yeah, man. You went from 32 to 58 in a few weeks, man. That's not bad at all. It's not bad.
That's all I aim for.
After Facebook took off our shadow ban for the New World Order, we went from, Jesus Christ, what were we stuck at? We were stuck at like 52, and most of those I brought over from my personal page. So it's people that aren't interested in this. It's just people that happen to be on my friends list, and we're trying to be polite and like, fine, I'll give you a follow. So we went from 52, I think we're up to 116 now. And hey, man, we just broke 1,000 on one of the views. So that automation shit really does work. You just have to be patient. The other thing I wanted to bring up was we are going to have our second guest on this podcast. She's coming in next week.
About time we get a different person. Somebody else is going to sit in their chair and, okay, Mama, who you want to sit in back? No, I don't know which character we're going to put.
Yeah, we're going to have to choose one.
We got to think about that.
Yeah.
And the best part, it's a female.
It is a woman, yeah.
And that shows something.
Well, I think what it shows is that we're highly foolish. I should have held out for a guy. I'm just joking.
No, you tried to get that fire breather on the show.
That's true, but I was drunk when I approached her, and I didn't do a good job with that. I was like, hey, man, I'm definitely going to make fun of you. I think you guys are acting like assholes. You want to come on? That's not a good way to get somebody on the show.
No, you get them on the show, then you nail them.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that anyway. I was just trying to be honest, but, you know, you got a couple of drinks in you, maybe you're a little too honest. But the person... This lady's actually very interesting. Her name's Teresa. I don't know her last name. But she's going to come on next week, the next podcast. And she's your friend Linda. This is her sister.
Yeah, my partner from the Wizard's Den.
Yeah, tell everybody how you met Linda.
We had this friend, and she had a gift shop, and
it was basically a head shop.
No, it was basically...
It was glassware for smoking. Well, that's what you call a head shop.
Yeah, no, but it started out as a gift shop, and then she got in. She said she seen the money that was made on the glass pipe, and we went to New York and bought them.
Yeah,
and we got the first order, and she said on the sign, for tobacco use only.
Right. Yeah. Before marijuana was legalized, all the head shops used to do that.
Right,
It's still a head shop.
I became a silent partner.
Yeah.
And I gave him money for the sign as a loan.
Which is now in the front yard, hopefully going to be on the roof this summer.
Yes.
Yeah. A big light up sign on the compound is going to say the Wizard's Den.
It's only 5 by 8.
Yeah. Only 5. Oh God, it's got to be. No, it's probably 3 feet by 10 feet, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But like I said, that I was in business with her for like 5 years, and we made a lot of money on that. Then she started to go in another way, and I said, nope. It's going to
Well, we can skip over that.
Yeah, but like I said, we separated our partnership, no problem. She got caught.
Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop right there. Yeah. And Teresa is her sister. So you were doing some work for Linda and her husband. You were doing some masonry work.
Yeah.
How did it come up that Teresa would be a good fit for our show?
Her daughter got injections. She ended with a case of cancer at a very young age. And from that
point, she got injections for the 1912 Spanish flu.
Between that bullshit.
Right.
And the thing is, it hit home.
Yeah.
And when it hit home and she started to look at these other things.
Now, she didn't have a family history of cancer or anything like that?
No.
I'm interested because I talked to her on the phone the other day, and I'll talk about our conversation, but, she didn't bring that up.
No. But the thing is, when it hits home, then you start researching it.
Right.
All right, then you start to look at things, and now she's checking all into this natural medicine and all the health issues, and she's been doing it for 10 years, but she didn't have a direction to go to or get the information. She got it basically off the internet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's where most people get their information nowadays.
But the thing is, she started to talk about natural medicine, and I started talking about natural medicine to her, and she's got real interest in natural medicine. Now it's like a hunger that she's looking for. She's definitely looking for that. She's looking for answers. She questions everything now. But before, she believed the system. But then again, now she's educating herself.
Right.
And you know what? The best thing about people educating themselves, surprise, surprise, surprise. I didn't know that. And then it becomes a hunger.
Well, I think the best thing about people educating themselves, exactly, is that, first of all, it's not through a controlled system. So you end up finding extremely unique things. And that's through, to your point, you're following your passion. You're following your curiosity rather than following somebody else who says you should know about this. Yeah, and I think that's very important.
Or taking somebody else's opinion.
Exactly.
So I always been that way. I mean, if you tell me I can't do it, why can't I do it? I'm going to see about it.
I've always been the same way. And me and Talking Head used to have, my brother used to have conversations about this, where I was like, I think the thing that defines me is if somebody tells me I can't fucking do something, I'm going to make sure I prove them wrong. I have to. Unless I actually just don't want to do it, then I'm like, you're right. Guess why? I don't want to. You know what I mean? But if you tell me I can't do something that I want to do, I'm going to fucking prove you wrong.
I'm going to find out why you want me to do it. And now, if it sounds interesting, I'll dabble with it.
Yeah.
I dabble with a lot of stuff.
Sure.
But I learn all the foundations of it. Then I make a decision to stay with it or walk away.
So I was talking to Teresa on the phone. She was going to be on today's podcast. But we both forgot today was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, you troglodyte, hairless, half-monkey fucks. So, she wanted to reschedule for next week. That's fine.
Fine.
And we talked for a good 45 minutes, and I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be a great conversation. First of all, one of the first things that she brought up was weather modification. So we did a whole episode about how Hurricane Katrina was in all likelihood a psyop. And I brought up the documentary. I'm sorry, the mockumentary. It's a fake documentary that's acting as if it's real. And it's called, what was it called? It was on FX, and it was called Oil Storm. And you can find it on YouTube now. And you also go watch our episode on, I think it's called Hurricane Katrina. What did I call it? Hurricane Katrina Planned PSYOP or something like that. I forgot to bring it up. But, dude, this mockumentary shows up on FX like a few months before Hurricane Katrina. And the documentary was all about, if a hurricane ever hit the Gulf Coast, it would destroy our refining capability. Gas prices would soar to over $7 a gallon, and it would completely cripple and destroy the American economy. But it was done like a documentary as if this event had already happened. It was really creepy. And like they had before every commercial break, everything in this film is fiction. This is not a real documentary. This is So I was like, oh, because first I thought, what just fucking happened? And then I saw that. I was like, oh, good. And then 3 months later, we get Hurricane fucking Katrina.
That's like the 1938 War of the World with the Orson Welles, with the radio show.
Except aliens never actually came down as far as we know.
No, but
now we're having all this disclosure bullshit, which we'll have to talk about another time.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you hear something and you see the probability that happened, well, you got to remember it. And then they got to say, well, was it planned or not?
Now, what do they call that? Like when the deep state puts out information about something they're about to do, there's a term for it, a term of art for it, and I forget what it is, but it's very like preemptive something. I forget.
It's
like preemptive propaganda, but that's not
three different types of.
It's not what everybody calls it.
3 different types of information that at different stages, and then at what the last stage it happens. They're planning it. They're putting it in people's head. This is a possibility it could happen. And all of a sudden it happens.
Right.
Then they point out to somebody else, and they put the responsibility. Well, they're the people that started it.
Right.
There was a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and misinformation.
Well, I remember after Oil Storm and Hurricane Katrina, I was having a conversation with my father, and I was like, dude, we can definitely control the weather. Like, this is too bizarre.
They've been controlling the weather since Vietnam.
And we have the whole HARP thing and everything. Right. And back then, I didn't know anything about HARP.
Well, HARP and the Air Force seeding the clouds during 1967 to try to wipe out the Ho Chi Minh Trail, keep the rains going.
Right. So back then, the only thing I had to stand on was this excellent essay by Anton LaVey, where he says basically, hey, do you think that weapons technology stopped with the nuclear bomb? No. They're doing all sorts of experiments. Think about weather modification. Think about just a signal they can put in the air that doesn't kill you, doesn't make you sick, just makes you feel not quite as good as you could feel. Just keeps your energy levels down.
The frequencies.
Yeah. In other words, like, do you think you're not being manipulated through massive investments in technology? Of course you are. But weather modification was one of the things that LaVey brought up. And I was like, dude, this guy's a fucking prophet. And you can see it more and more as time goes on. But, I mean, this thing with Oil Storm and Katrina is too fucking weird. So I was having a conversation with my father, and I was like, yeah, we can definitely control the weather. He's like, you're psychotic. At that point, my father was very programmed. Very programmed. Yeah. Now he's not
crazy.
So much.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
The government wouldn't do it.
Exactly. And then I found online, even back then, I found online with my dial-up modem, I think, this newspaper article where there is a senator talking about how we have to be careful because the terrorists could get their hands on weather modification technology. And I was like, I sent him the article and I said several things. First of all, we're admitting that technology exists.
Right. The Air Force did.
If the technology exists, do you really think we don't have it? Second of all, that's another false flag right there. They're warning us that the terrorists might use it against us. They're just softening us up for them to use it against us, for whatever psyop they want to fucking put on us.
They weaponize everything.
He had nothing to say over it, dude. He had nothing to say. I was like, here you go. This is evidence that the technology exists. And he was like, oh shit, guess I have to do some research. It's like, no duh. Before you discount what I fucking say and call me a lunatic, maybe do your own fucking research. But so she brought that up, and she brought up one of the weather modification programs they've admitted to is the acronym is Satan, which is apropos. Then she was talking about how she's a fan of Alex Jones. We were talking about Artemis for a little bit. The series Upload on Amazon Prime, and how that's probably where we're going with human integration into with technology and AI, which is fucking awesome. And then the one thing that I know almost nothing about that she brought up, which we're going to have a really interesting conversation about, other than the flu of 1912 stuff, she's into QAnon. Now, I know almost nothing about QAnon. I was in media blackout when the QAnon thing surfaced. So the only thing I know about QAnon is the aftermath of it. Like, I watched Q Into the Storm, the documentary, the docuseries on HBO, which was fantastic. And honestly, I'm a little glad she's not on today. That'll give me some time to rewatch it and bone up on it. Because I know you're all over the media, and you always have been. You'll never take a break. What was your experience when the Q phenomenon first started? I mean, how did that affect you?
What was that?
So you don't even know anything about it. Q. There was a guy making cryptid posts that almost seemed like what's the name of that sorcerer that supposedly predicted all this crazy shit?
Ron Hubbard?
No. Hang on.
Casey?
No.
John Casey?
No. Hey, Siri. Who's that medieval magician that everybody says predicted all these great future events?
Oh, Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. Thank you. Yeah, so the Q posts were almost like Nostradamus type shit, where like they were super vague, but they were pointed enough that he got like a huge following. So you never got involved in any of that.
I read some of Nostradamus stuff, but
no. I'm talking about Q. I'm comparing Q and Nostradamus.
Yeah, the Q effect. Well, that was back. Q was early 200.
No. Never mind. All right, so you don't know anything about it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Most people in the world know what QAnon is. So I'll show you. I'll bone you up because you're going to be on the podcast with us. So I'll bone you up on it. I'm surprised that the algorithm missed you for that. You seem like a prime candidate for QAnon. That's very strange.
I can only absorb so much information.
Right. No, I got you. But it's like these very vague posts that almost look like political prophecy, and everybody got I think it was during the first Trump administration while he was still running. I think is when it started. But yeah, that's going to be a great show. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned. The New World Order. That episode should be out next Tuesday. We're going to have Teresa so-and-so. She's going to learn me a little bit about QAnon. We're going to talk about conspiracy theories and her experience waking up from the propaganda veil that this country and the deep state and the intelligence communities try so very hard. The wool they try so very hard to pull over our eyes. That's what I'm really interested in. Hearing her experience, what it finally was that made her look at things differently and distrust what she was told.
Good wake-up period.
Yeah, I think hearing how people come to their senses is always an interesting story. Even if you're wrong, at least you come to your senses. Think about the phrase. You are now judging the world according to your senses, rather than what somebody else tells you is the truth.
I am not a puppet.
Right.
Or a parrot.
Right.
To repeat it.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up, we are going to be doing a show. So if people are in or around the Poconos area next month on the 6th, that's June 6th, 2026, you can come meet me, and more importantly, Harry the Taxman. Let me pull it up. There you go. We are going to be at the Lackawaxen Township Volunteer Fire Department Craft Fair and Vendor Fair on June 6th. It's at 10 a.m. And it lasts into 3 p.m. I have an event on all our channels. I have an event on New World Order Now. Right there. It is pinned. And I have the event also on my adversary art page. It is also, I pinned it on Survivalist Freedom Center. So let us know if you want to come. And the funny thing that I put on it that I guess you didn't see when I put a comment. You want to
make fun of me?
No, I put a comment over the event. I said, so I was posting as you on Survivalist Freedom Center.
My character's been stolen.
You shouldn't have given me your password, motherfucker.
Yeah, gee, okay.
No. What I put was, the Hat Man and I will be there peddling our wares and distributing dangerous misinformation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is dangerous because we may make open your mind.
I thought you'd enjoy it.
So you're going to bring your friends, your pictures.
Yeah, man.
Your enlightened pictures.
Mm.
I'm going to bring my shungite.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, we make shungite for every religious person.
Let's see it. Well, first of all, explain to people again what shungite is.
Shungite is a Russian material to block EMF and all that.
It's from a meteor. There's only 2 deposits of it on Earth, as far as we know. One's in Russia, one's in China. It's a meteor that prefers communist countries. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, go ahead. Describe its properties.
And this is for the New Age people.
Okay. But describe its properties. What does it do?
But it blocks the frequency that comes off the radiation or the radio frequencies and breaks it up that attacks your body.
Okay.
Because your body works on frequencies, and it does cause some health issues if you got a heart valve or something like that. Or your smartphone, or it absorbs and breaks up the bad frequencies.
You know, Talking Head did have a really good point one time. We were talking about, when we first started this podcast, we actually ran an Ethernet cable out here because our Wi-Fi just sucked. We got a repeater, still wasn't working good enough to get quick uploads to the internet. Nothing's ever quick when you have this big of a video file. But anyway, we ran an Ethernet. So he was like, "Oh, so you're having Wi-Fi problems? How much shungite do you have lining the walls there, guys?" I was like, "Oh shit, there."
Well, we make plates that you put behind your smart meter. It helps.
Right. Now, so show some of the designs. Yeah.
This is for the New Age people.
What's on it?
This is the Tree of Life.
Okay.
This is for the New Age people. Here's for
Very
all
nice.
you Druids.
I like that one.
Here's all your Druids and witches from Ireland. Here's your
So that's the Celtic cross, right?
Yeah, it's a Celtic cross.
Yeah.
And if you were in the Navy,
as you were, right?
Yeah. Now we didn't forget you, Christians. No, we can't forget you.
Maybe we should.
No.
Oh, fine.
No, we got to be equally fair with everybody.
You know what? That's fine. They got money too. Their money's green.
Here's one for the Christians.
All right.
You like it? Mark, wear your mark.
It's always very strange to me how they love wearing the symbol of their savior's death and destruction around their necks. It's kind of like having a little noose or electric chair around your neck, you know?
Now we have a small one. This is the Tree of Life.
Nice. And you hand make all of these, right?
This is all handmade.
Yeah.
We do not buy them from China. We make them.
Right.
Here's another.
And you get your shungite from Russia, correct?
I get it from Russia, and I mix it, and I dry it. This is another Tree of Life. And here's another navy thing. And this is for the ladies.
Yee!
This stuff makes you pretty, but we're not selling you prettiness. We're selling you like a health issue to prevent this radiation from getting to you. You could put this in back of your smartphone and stop the pulsing that comes off your phone.
You know, it's funny. I remember when cell phones first started becoming really popular, there was all sorts of things they were selling people to keep them from getting brain tumors and groin tumors.
Basically, they were,
and nobody talks about that anymore.
No,
it's really interesting.
It's a common thing.
Yeah.
Now, but we have some towers, we have some plates, and this is the last batch I made from 2 years ago.
Okay.
And they're going to be going for special prices. They're not very expensive. But if any people know about shungite, come there and we'll make you a deal.
Yeah, very cool.
And we'll show you some nice artwork made by him.
Yeah, okay, I'll pitch.
Yeah.
So I got some prints. We got these samples for the last show that I did, and this is kind of new for me. So I hooked up with art storefronts for my website, and dude, the printer that they got is fucking phenomenal. This is the thickest cotton rag I've ever had on an art print. It's just really well done. So these aren't photographic prints. These are cotton rag, fine art prints. Very well done. This one I think is just called Portrait Number 2. These are 8x10s. Obviously, they're very small. Portrait Number 1. That's my ex-girlfriend. Pretty girl. I think the reason why she broke up with me is because I made her model all the time. She hated it. This is called Scintillating Christ. It's actually an optical illusion when you look at it in person. As your eye moves across the painting, these little white dots in the grid will start blacking out, and the only way to stop the movement of the visual illusion is to focus in the center of the halo there. So I was pretty proud of that one. I had this book of visual illusions, and I wanted to see if I could actually make an oil painting that had a visual illusion and see if I could actually get it to work rather than, printing it and having like the scale all set and everything, like do it by eye. And I succeeded. I was really proud of that. So that's actually one of my more popular paintings. Yeah, so I'm going to be selling prints. I'm going to be working on a portrait while I'm there. I'm going to have the portrait of you that I'm working on the show off.
That's going to show that this guy is really a painter, an artist. This is not a Walmart piece of shit.
Well, go ahead.
He spent at least 40 hours that I know of on that. And
I don't think we're on your portrait. I don't think we're at 40 yet.
Yeah, you did about 40 hours on it.
Holy shit, that's not good.
You forgot about that because you're so involved with the work. And he's going to actually see a portrait. So now if you want a portrait, you could get him to do a commission on a portrait. If you love your puppy dog, maybe you want a little portrait of your nice, cute puppy dog.
Dude, I would do pet portraits until cows flew over the moon. Yeah. I have no problem doing pets.
Right. But with family portraits, nice. Now, this would be a great Mother's Day gift.
A late Mother's Day gift.
Maybe a little belated Mother's Day gift. You give him a photograph. He'll do a portrait of your mother and in an oil paint, and this will last longer than the portrait.
Yeah, or you could do like the grandkids or something.
Yeah. So you are going to have there, and I'm going to have some fishing rods there. They're going to go real cheap.
Oh, are you going to bring the fishing rods too?
I'm going to bring a few.
Okay.
Any of you classic fishermen that like the 300 Mitchell, we're going to have a few of them.
I think I'll also do a raffle for people to get a free photography session, and yeah, so if you live locally, I could do that. Or, you know, if you don't live locally and you want to enter, you could we could work something out where I give you a discount on a painting of a photo you already have if you want. You know, I'm easy. I'm not a stickler for anything.
We're going to give you a little education on painting, on shungite, and if you heard of shungite, you don't know what it is, we'll demonstrate what it does.
Now, an artist who, I have to say, I'm starting to become pretty enamored with, whose work I was just introduced to today, or yesterday, last night, I should say. Your buddy, let's bring his work up. I want to talk about this.
My friend Scott from Staten Island.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that? All right, let me make sure I get his name right. Scott LoBaido.
Yep.
Scott LoBaido. What the fuck am I looking at, Harry? What is this?
That is George Soros with his son that just belongs to the Open Society in Manhattan. And George Soros, the old man, retired and his son's taken over.
Okay.
And the son sat down with the mayor of New York City, starting to talk about taking over the city.
Okay.
And this is what he does. And he's seen that long time ago.
So for anybody that's just listening, this is an oil painting of George Soros breastfeeding his infant son that has an adult face. And both he and his infant son are holding up matches burning the American flag. This is a wild fucking painting, Harry. This is a wild fucking paint. How do you know this guy?
Well, when we started this, go some demonstrations down in Staten Island, and I met him. And
how long ago?
1998.
Oh my
99.
God! Wow.
And I tried to get him to commission a portrait of something.
What did you told me this earlier? What did you want him to paint?
I wanted him to paint a picture of me attacking the Treasury building. He looked at me and said, "Yeah, I could do that, but it's going to cost you $500 at least."
Oh my God, that's cheap.
And he's been arrested at least a dozen times. He's a very outspoken pro-American. He paints a lot of American flags.
Yeah, very, very right-wing patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a well-known artist. So, like I said, he's given the mayor of New York City a hell of a ride.
Yeah, no shit. So you got to see the painting that comes up when you go on his fucking website. Look at this shit. Check it out. So that's the first. Yeah. There he is. There's the mayor of New York City.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? This guy's fucking crazy. I love it. I love it. So, dude, I mean, so the thing that really struck me when I was researching him is this motherfucker has a Wikipedia page. Harry, why don't I have a Wikipedia page?
I don't know. Maybe they don't like you.
No, because nobody ever made one.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure he made it.
How much does it cost?
Doesn't cost anything.
Why don't you put one on?
I don't know. I don't think it. I don't. I like that he's so into what he's doing. He's got a fucking Wikipedia page. Like he's not famous, is he? Is he famous?
Well, yeah.
We can try to figure it out.
Yeah, he's pretty famous.
All right, let's see. So Scott LoBaido. is an American artist known for patriotic U.S. flag and politically themed paintings and sculptures. LoBaido is currently based out of Staten Island. He is most well known for his paintings of flags. Tours. So this was interesting. In 2006, LoBaido embarked on his Flag Across America tour. He traveled across the states in a 1989 Chevy Suburban, painting a U.S. flag on a rooftop in each of the 50 states. In order to make the tour possible, he relied on donations of paint, food, and money. During September, ABC News named him Person of the Week. Okay, so he got national news attention, apparently. He did another tour. First one was in 2006. Second one was in 2015. Conducted a second tour. In this tour, he painted a U.S. flag on an American Legion or VFW post in every state. The tour began on February 21st, 2015 at the American Legion, Post 202 in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay. He was presented with a VFW Americanism Award, in recognition of the VFWs and American Legions that were painted in 2015. All right, selected works. In 2010, LoBaido and assistants painted what was then the largest mural on the roof of Lehman's Gasket Company near Hobby Airport. He began Flag Day June 14th and completed it on Independence Day, July 4th. Jesus Christ, that was planned. The mural was 150,000 square feet. Holy shit. It used 900 gallons of paint and cost nearly $50,000. LoBaido called the painting a birthday gift to America. Interesting. All right, he did a tribute for 24 people that died on Staten Island from Hurricane Sandy. He appeared on Steve Harvey's Veterans Day episode and presented Harvey with a painting of Harvey with a U.S. flag background. I'm going to have to look that up. He sculpted Breaking Through Barriers. It's a public arts project that promotes autism awareness. Okay. Interesting. So, he's pretty active, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. Oh, here you go. Politically inspired works. We have to read this. LoBaido has been a vocal supporter of Donald Trump. In 2016, he did a painting of Donald Trump, and it was held by Eric Trump, I guess, on the news. He sculpted a 12-foot-tall letter T for Sam Pirazzola's lawn, Staten Islander who is now an assemblyman. The T, which was in support of Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, was torched and investigated by the New York City Fire Department. Somebody set it on fire. POTUS 45 is a painting by LoBaido in which Donald Trump is fit and muscular. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. Symbolic rendition of LoBaido's belief in Trump's ability as president. LoBaido is also known to participate in protests, once throwing pizzas at New York City Hall to protest restrictions on coal and wood fire ovens. I like it. What a perfect symbol to protest that ridiculous restriction than pizza. Because, god damn it, pizza tastes way different when it comes out of a wood oven. It's just better.
Yeah.
It's just better. So you were telling me this guy's been arrested a number of times. How many times has he been arrested? He doesn't say on his wiki page.
At least a dozen times.
Okay.
Last time he got arrested, he was down in City Hall. He was walking with that painting of that mayor with that sitting on the detonator blowing up New York City. And the cops told him to walk away. He walked away, and he had a hot dog or something, and he threw it on the lawn. Okay. Now, if you litter, you get a ticket. You don't get arrested.
Right.
They arrested him.
Okay.
Then again, he welcomes it because the more he does, the more he gets known.
Yeah.
But there are people that bail him out.
So he has a pretty big network of supporters.
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of followers, a lot of supporters.
I'm going to have to check out his channels and shit. This looks like an interesting character. His work kind of reminds me of Joe Coleman. Now, Joe Coleman is not a patriot. He's not a political painter. Oh, he is a political painter, but he's essentially black-pilled. If anybody's familiar with the books Apocalypse Culture, which were what's the name of the publishing house that did it? And I used to Adam Parfay's publishing house. Can't remember the name of it. But anyway, Apocalypse Culture, Joe Coleman did the covers for those. Just basically shows a disintegration of society and human devolution. So he's definitely political, but he's definitely black-pilled. But these paintings kind of remind me of Joe Coleman's work. They're like cartoonish, but then again, they're hyper-realistic, surreal, and they really get into your imagination. They're pretty cool. How did you meet him again? So you met him protesting.
No,
now, are you guys friends? Do you still talk to him?
Well, no, I haven't talked to him in years because I left New York. But he went on some of the protests I went on. I seen him, and that's when he started out.
Now you showed me. I came home yesterday evening pretty late. I was out playing pool with a friend,
Yeah.
and you woke up, showed me that picture on your phone, and then went right back to sleep. Why was that picture up on your phone? Did he send it to you?
No, I took it from off the internet.
Oh,
I tried to print it out real big, and for some reason it couldn't go through my printer, so I put it on the phone.
I got you. Okay.
But I think that you would be interested in that picture.
He's an interesting character, so let's take a look at more of his shit here. Yeah, he's an interesting character. Whoops. Whoa. I fucked that up. Hang on.
We gotta bring all the artists out.
I have no problem promoting anybody. I wish I had a bigger audience so it would actually have an effect. So that's the guy. That's his website. Let's take a look at some of his work. So now available, the official portrait of the 112th mayor of New York. A portion of each sale will go towards the victims. Right. So it's a portrait of, what's this guy's name?
Madani.
Yeah, the name.
Mayor Madani.
Yeah. And it's him leaning on a TNT
detonator
and a giant A-bomb explosion over the horizon of New York
holding
City.
a dead pigeon.
Why is he holding a decapitated pigeon? I don't get the reference there.
Maybe he wants to be a Ozzy Mormon when he put the head off the chicken.
And he's wearing a T-shirt instead of "I love New York." It has "I" in place of the heart. It has a hammer and sickle. I, hammer and sickle, New York. I get it. All right, let's close this little ad here. Let's take a look at some of his work. He has a documentary?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm going to have to check that out. Fuck. That's awesome.
He's got some heavyweight people back when.
All right. The Relentless Patriot. All right. Interesting. I'm going to have to watch that. Sign my petition to install a giant permanent flag at Ground Zero in New York City.
Yeah, that's his next project.
Okay.
We're talking about a big flag. We're talking a 20 by 30 flag. Maybe
some products. He's definitely Christian. I see some Jeebas. Not into that. Not a fan. All right. This kind of looks like the thumbnail that we had for the last podcast.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's some Trump paintings. Huh. All right, let's see. A lot of flags. A lot of flags. Elon Musk and Donald Trump flipping you off. That's pretty fun. Oh my God, a portrait of Charlie Kirk, POTUS 48. That's not going to happen. That's kind of dark to see. Jesus. Vicious animals. I want to take a look. I can't make it bigger? Oh, somebody's got to talk to him about his website.
You missed Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I saw him. Right there.
Yeah. Another great American.
Fine. He's a great artist. Huh. Interesting. All right, so so he seems like an interesting cat. Let me ask you a question. How come this guy's not on the fucking podcast? Let's invite him to come on the fucking podcast, Harry.
You could ask, but you know what? I think he's a little bigger than we are. He got a little more following than we got. He did a documentary and he did a movie of himself.
Yeah.
I think he's a little beyond our reach.
Oh. You wouldn't want to come on and help the little guy out? The news helps him out. He's a little guy compared to the news. He doesn't want to come on our show and help us out?
Well, you could send him an email, but I don't know. But then you may have to go... I'll tell you what.
What an arrogant prick! Don't buy this guy's work. Fuck him unless he comes on.
What happens if he invites you down to his studio?
I'll take a ride to Staten Island. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd go do that. I don't know, man. You guys really get into this fucking patriotism thing. I don't have that deep of a connection to my country. I don't get it. This obsesses you guys.
Everybody
it absorbs
has
every moment of your lives.
Everybody has some obsessions.
No, that's not true. Most people don't. Most people are just obsessed with money, and frankly, I think if you're obsessed with the same thing everybody else is obsessed with, it can't be rightly called an obsession. It's just tribalism.
Then again, people can't relate to you.
Yeah, that's true.
But at least if you got something you're obsessed with, stay with it.
Why care about this country so deeply that that's your entire life? I don't understand it. I don't understand how that becomes a prime identity factor in a person.
Because I don't know if the American Empire is going to disappear like the Roman Empire.
Well, obviously it will eventually. So what's the big deal? We'll get another one. Somebody else will have another brilliant idea and we'll do something else.
Different language, different clothes, different labels.
I don't get it.
And you'll be gone. I'll be gone.
Yeah.
And like I said, let it be what it is. But while I'm here, I'm going to raise as much hell as I can.
Go for it. I mean, listen, I just never felt an identity with this country. Listen, I'm not saying I don't like this country. This country's fine. But frankly, other countries are fine too. It's kind of like the people that say to me, when I you're black pilled or whatever, and they're like, well, can you imagine what's going on in the UK right now happening here? Can you imagine making a Facebook post and going to jail? I'm like, frankly, no.
Not here.
I can't imagine that. Let me describe some other things that I can't imagine. I can't imagine going to a protest and being dragged into an unmarked van by masked federal agents. Can't imagine it. I can't imagine going to a protest as an 80-year-old man and getting thrown on my back and cracking my skull against the pavement by police officers and then have them walk over my soon-to-be corpse because I'm obviously bleeding out on the pavement. Can't imagine it. But both those things happened in this country during the George Floyd riots, and guess how many people went to jail for these things? 0! I can't imagine being a police officer attempting to keep law and order during mostly peaceful protests where buildings are literally burning down and getting run over by a monster truck in the middle of the street. Can't imagine it. That happened here. Some other things I can't imagine. I can't imagine having a leader that used to be a reality television star who uses Twitter to threaten other countries with nuclear war. I just can't imagine it. Perhaps for all my professed artistry, I have a lack of imagination. Mike Judge is obviously much more on the pulse of what this country is, go watch Idiocracy, than I ever have been or ever will be. I can't imagine sending my kids to school only to find out that they got shot by a psychotic intruder, transgender or otherwise. Frankly, I can't imagine any of these things. But that's our country. So I can't imagine using my entire life to paint flags. I don't get it, Harry. Explain it to me. You're a patriot. Explain it to me, Lucy.
We all pick and
Lucy,
choose.
you got some splaining to do.
We pick and choose our fight.
Mm.
We pick and choose our agenda. And if
Do we pick and choose our gender, do we?
yes, we do.
Okay.
My agenda.
Oh, agenda.
Yeah.
I thought you said gender. Got it.
No,
I'm sorry.
No,
Go.
somebody, some of the powers made that choice.
No, I got you. Go ahead.
Or science made that choice.
I misheard you.
But the thing is, I have a agenda to what I want to do, and I follow it up. I don't flip. I don't back down, and that is what I am. What you see is what you get, what Flip Wilson said.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I know a lot of other things, but my main agenda is the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Did I prove my point? Yes, I did.
Echo,
So
stop.
now all I have to do is continue the fight.
But you do consider yourself a patriot. I mean, that's largely what your obsession is based on, to see this country turn into a better place.
Yeah, it's turned into a shithole.
It definitely is doing that.
When you elect a Muslim for a mayor and he's going to destroy the city,
Is a Christian better?
no, it's the same thing. It's
Okay, so who the
it's
fuck
the-
cares what his religion is?
It's the evil that's in the person or their method that they want to take from you. They want to steal from you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't like getting no one stealing out of my pocket, so I decide to fight back. Most people would say, I can't do anything about it. Well, look for a way to do it. I found my way out.
Right.
Okay, I haven't done, I've been to every court. I've been to foreclosure court. I've been to tax
Now,
court.
in your battle, you're standing up for yourself.
Right.
That's what I'm
Myself.
hearing. So it's not necessarily a patriotic stance.
No.
This guy's obsessed with this fucking country.
Yeah. Well, that's what he believes. Let him be happy with it.
Let me put it this way. You know how I was saying that your God, the thing that you worship, is whatever is the most important thing in your
Right.
life? It's whatever is at the apex of your pyramid.
Right.
Hey, everybody take a screenshot. I'm part of the New World Order, the Illuminati. Right there, right there, right there. The apex of your pyramid, that's your God. This guy's God is the United States of America.
Yes.
I can't imagine.
So be it.
I can't imagine living that way.
Well, you can't imagine it.
I can't. I don't get it. But I think he'd be interesting to have on.
If we can.
If we can.
It would be nice.
If we can.
But I think most likely he would invite you down to his studio. And
That's
then he'll
fine.
show you his artwork.
Yeah, I'll take a video. That's fine. But I'd like to have him on the actual podcast. Yeah. Maybe I'll hit him up. What's the worst thing that happens? He says no. Who cares?
Why not? You don't know.
Who cares? Then, if he says no, we'll do an entire episode tearing this motherfucker a new asshole, which will have no effects on
If the
anything.
man's been arrested 12 times, there's nothing you could do to him.
Well, not only that, but nobody fucking watches
He's
this.
been
so.
hardened. He's been there. And some cops don't like him. Some do.
Yeah. I think it's you like him or you don't, depending on whether or not you agree with his ideology. See, I like him because he's a character. I don't care about his fucking ideology. At least he's unique. He's interesting. You know what I mean?
Well,
I mean, his paintings are wild. They're fucking wild.
Well, I went down one time to Manhattan. They had this one program on TV, and it was like they exposed things. I went right to the studio with a package to deliver right to the studio on East 42nd Street.
Okay. Oh, I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
That's my favorite place to buy shoes.
Yeah.
They got good shoe stores.
And I got to deliver the package, and I didn't get to see the guy who was running it, but one of their production managers took my package. But I went all the way from Pennsylvania just to deliver the package.
But nothing ever came of it.
Never came of it.
Oh,
I
well.
paid my $50 on the train to go back and forth and waste 7 hours of my day.
I know.
But it's not a waste.
Well, at least you're keeping busy.
Yes. What else do I got to do?
No, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate people that are passionate about anything because so few people are nowadays. I just don't understand. I don't know. It almost looks like an infection when somebody's that obsessed with their patriotism.
A disease?
I don't know. I mean, is it like if it works for you, fucking Satan bless you. I don't know, man. It would be, to me, something like that as an obsession would be so limiting in scope. I would feel like I've lost most of my soul. You know what I mean? Because you have such a narrow obsession. Your filters are so specific that I can't believe there's a lot of new information getting in there. You know what I mean?
Well, there's some people, I don't know if they enjoy it or they're obsessed by it or they don't pay attention to what the world's got to offer them or they don't have no joy or happiness.
That's a fucking big one.
And they just want to be a miserable old SOB.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the media pushes us to that. You know, anytime I don't absorb any media for a couple days, I feel phenomenally better.
Yeah, because you don't get that negative information in you.
Exactly.
Or
it's an energy. It's a fucking energy, man.
Right. It's an energy drain or it's a poison.
Really is.
And they want to fill you with poison and keep you confused.
Yeah. I'm working on a way to build up a certain amount of immunity so that, I can absorb information without feeling sick. Really, hopelessness, acceptance of death, and emotional equanimity is really what it boils down to. So I'll try harder.
Try hard. Why not?
All right, Harry. I think we're running a little long here. We went over a lot of interesting shit today, man. Think that was a good show. Soapbox time. You have anything you want to say to the people, Harry, before we sign off?
Comments.
Yeah, thank you.
And see you at the show.
Hopefully. Yeah, we'll keep pushing it until the date.
Buy some of his prints.
Buy my shit!
He needs the money.
I need money. I like money. I want money. Give me your money.
And he'll make you a happy photograph. A very good print. And then in 20 years from now, I got a print from the Hat Man.
The Hat Man. Everybody will go, who? All right, that's good enough. And thanks for pushing me. I appreciate it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Is watching. There are strangers